Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What is good, baby? What is good, baby? We in the building. Let's go. Let's go. Let us go. Let's go. Yes. 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 What a game. Make sure y'all tap into the live, man. Make sure y'all tap into the live. We about to get into this one, man. I'm super, super, super happy. Let's go. Yeah, what it do? Who that? Somebody said trash. Nah, don't hate. Don't hate. Make sure y'all check in. Let me know y'all are coming in from. Let me get this box score real quick. And then we about to get into this live, man. I'm super excited about this one. What's good? What's good? Check in. Check in. Tap in. We about to get into this live, man. All right, let me get the box score real quick. Let's go. Okay, I got it. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Yes. Shout out to Indiana, Montreal in the building. What else we got? Shout out to Damien, you in the UK, I believe. Portland in the building. Scranton, PA in the building. What else we got? Georgia in the building. I see you. That's the only win y'all getting. Don't celebrate just yet. Hey, man, if it's the only win we getting, let me at least celebrate this one. Let me at least celebrate this one. Shout out to VA in the building, Atlanta in the building. I see you. Dizzy. Shout out to Detroit, Oakland, California. I see you. Who else we got? Andre in Lakeland, Florida. Javier in New Jersey. I see you. We're going to get it started in the next 30 seconds. Let me just do my shout outs. Shout out to Seattle. Chi-Town in the building. I see you. T. Henry. Yes, it was an amazing game. Who else we got? ATL. We got Memphis. Shout out to Jackie in Memphis. Sammy in Trinidad. I see you. John in the DMV. Hello from Germany. Shinobi in Maryland. Let's give it 20 more seconds. We're going to get into it. Let me do my shout outs. Let's get these likes up to 100 likes. Are you from New York? I grew up in New York, man. I'm basically a New Yorker. I was born in Maryland, grew up in New York. The Boogie Down Bronx, and I moved to Yonkers. Went to PS 37 in the Bronx, art and design in Manhattan. What else we got? Burkina Faso, Queens in the building, Los Angeles. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's get into this. First of all, let me tell y'all something. I've already decided the teams that I want to go to the finals. I've decided that I want the Oklahoma City Thunder and the New York Knicks. I never hid my feelings about the Knicks going to the final. Shout out to Brooklyn, shout out to LA, shout out to New Jersey in the building. Shout out to David, I see you. So when the Knicks dropped game one, we did a live about it, right? We did a live about it. They let the Pacers score like 20 points in 2 minutes, which is crazy. They went on a 20-2 run in that game. We covered that game. The next game they lost, I actually didn't even make it to the end of the game because I was sick. I had typhoid. So I didn't even watch that whole game. I only watched maybe like the first 3 quarters, and I went to bed, and I woke up and I saw that the Knicks lost. So this game, I said, I'm going to watch this game. And what I've noticed is that with this particular Knicks series, the game really starts getting interesting in that second or third quarter. So I'm watching the game, and the Indiana Pacers are pretty much having a good lead on the entire game. It was the third quarter, and I think by the third quarter, Karl Anthony Towns had 3 points. Jalen Brunson was dealing with foul issues. He picked up 4 fouls, I believe, in the first half. 4 fouls. Karl Anthony Towns had 3 fouls. Then going into I think towards the end of the third quarter, Karl Anthony Towns had like a quick 5. A quick 5, and the quarter ended with the Knicks being down 10. Going into the third being down, I think, like 15 or 16. The minute the Knicks went down to 10, they cut the lead to 10. I said to myself, New York has a shot at winning this game. As a matter of fact, after the Knicks lost game 2, I still felt pretty confident excuse me, in the Knicks' ability to go on the road and win games. Why do I say this? Because I've literally witnessed them do this for the first two previous rounds. We literally witnessed New York go into Boston and beat Boston in Boston. So I was fully aware that they were capable of doing that. Hey, guys, let's try to get these likes to 200 likes, guys. Let's try to get these likes to 200 likes. So I wasn't like, oh, my God, the Knicks are done here. No. But then something crazy happened in that fourth quarter. Karl Anthony Towns caught fire. Karl Anthony Towns, I think at one point went into the he went into the fourth quarter with 9 points. 9 points. And then all of a sudden, he was hitting threes and ones, going to the basket, making shots. And the minute he got going, you could see that it gave some of his teammates hope because now they finally had a hot hand. Because remember, Brunson was out of the game. Brunson was out of the game, and I think they went to, who did they go to? Who was that? The replacement point guard that tried to dunk it. What's his name? No. Is it McBride? I think it's McBride, right? I think it's McBride, the dude with the braids that played for the Knicks. Is it McBride? I think it's him. Yeah, it's McBride. It's McBride. So he goes in there and he's a spark. Karl Anthony Towns goes on a run all the way to the point where the Knicks take the lead. And I think Karl Anthony Towns getting it going in that fourth quarter actually sparked the Knicks' defense. Because prior to that, they were blowing a lot of defensive assignments. They were missing a lot of easy plays. And then all of a sudden he gets going, and then I hear Reggie Miller go, when is Tom Thibodeau going to bring in Jalen Brunson? The game gets down to like 3 minutes. Then they finally bring in Brunson, and I think the score was tied at 98. 98. Brunson comes into the game. McBride, yes. Brunson comes into the game having sat the whole fourth quarter, basically. The first action that they put him in, he hits a floater over, what's the guy, Smith, that plays for the Indiana Pacers who injured himself? Nate Smith. He hits a floater, and at first when he hit that shot, I was like, it looked difficult, but I'm like, yeah, it's Brunson. It wasn't only after I saw the replay, and I was like, yo, that's a difficult shot. And the moment Brunson hit that shot, I was like, the Knicks going to win this game. The moment that happened, I knew the Knicks were going to win that game. And that is exactly what they went on to do. Let me look at the box score here. Excuse me. So Karl Anthony Towns had 24 points and 15 rebounds. 24 and 15 with 1 assist on 47% shooting. He hit 3 3-pointers plus that one that he hit from really far away, that one that just rattled in. He shot 83% from the free throw line, but he did have 6 turnovers, but he still played a solid game. OG Anunoby made some huge defensive plays towards the end of that game. Huge defensive plays, especially that block he had on Nate Smith. He finished the game with 16 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks to lead all the Knicks. Who else? Robinson has 6 and 6. Mikal Bridges, he came alive a little bit later in the game. He had 15. Jalen Brunson came in that fourth quarter and scored 4 points. I think one of his 4 points was the basket that I just talked about, and the other one was his free throws. And then off the bench, shout out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart, he only scored 8 points, but the dude had 10 rebounds. 10 rebounds. And if it wasn't for Josh Hart's activity on the glass, I don't think the Knicks have a chance to win that game. Hart played with a lot of he played with a lot of heart. And he plays with a lot of grit, ferocity, and nastiness and physicality that the Knicks benefited by. McBride, he already did his thing, as I told y'all. Landry Shaman, I think he hit what? He didn't hit a three, but no, he did. Did he hit a three? Yeah, he hit a three. But the Knicks didn't really hit a lot of threes. They only hit 11. On the side of the Indiana Pacers, let's see what they did. Naismith, he got hurt in the game. So Pascal Siakam, I think the last game he scored 39. This game he had 17. Turner had 19. Halliburton had 20. But no one really shined like that, like the way they did early in this series. But to me, man, I think a lot of this, I think the game turned when Karl Anthony Towns got hot. That's the reason we put him in the thumbnail. Had Karl Anthony Towns not gotten hot and caught a rhythm in that third going into the fourth, I don't think the Knicks win this game. I think Karl Anthony Towns is the MVP of the game. And the second most important player, I know Brunson came in, he hit some shots and all of that. I think I got to give it up to either Josh Hart or OG Anunoby. But them 10 rebounds that Josh Hart had and OG Anunoby with the defense that he was playing, that clutch defense, you expect Jalen Brunson to do well. You expect him to do well. But given the circumstances, he didn't play the majority of the fourth quarter. It was Karl Anthony Towns that was basically carrying the team. And for Karl Anthony Towns to step up like this, knowing that he's had a reputation at times in the past to not do so, this is very big for the Knicks. And I think it's also very big for his confidence. And if we're being honest, I don't think anybody wanted to see a sweep. Maybe Indiana Pacers fans wanted to see a sweep in the Eastern Conference Finals, but most of us NBA fans didn't want to see a sweep. Because if we're being honest, these playoffs have been pretty good. The ratings don't suggest it in some cases, but I think we've had some pretty interesting series these playoffs, if I'm being honest with you. And I also think that these playoffs have brought in some new eyeballs. I really believe so. Obviously, the bigger names like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, all of these guys went out in the first round. Some of them didn't even make the playoffs. And I know they got a lot of fans, and maybe these guys in tune in this year the way that they would have done last year or whatever. But if I'm being honest with you, I think these playoffs are really exciting. And I think one of the reasons it's exciting is because, one, we have a lot of new teams and new cities coming up. And two, we don't know who's going to win. We don't know who's going to win. Look at the Oklahoma City Thunder series versus the Wolves. First two games, they're like, man, this is going to be a sweep. Then they get their asses whooped by 42 points yesterday. And we're like, oh my God, okay, looks like we may be wrong about a sweep. So we don't even know. But for me personally, I got to see the Knicks in the finals, man. I got to see Knicks in the finals. I'm sorry, like I'm being biased, whatever. The excitement is too much. We never do Knicks. And funny enough, the majority of our audience is people from New York. The majority of the audience is from New York, which is crazy. We looked at the analytics. I'm like, wait, what? The majority of the people that watch Dreamers Pro are from New York, believe it or not, according to the analytics. So New York City, man, that was a big yes, bro. I get it. LeBron forever. I got it, bro. LeBron forever, man. I'm happy for you. We're not talking about LeBron right now. We're talking about the Knicks. We're talking about what they doing. We're not talking about LeBron right now. I'm not talking about Michael Jordan. I'm not talking about Kobe Bryant. We're not talking about LeBron. We're talking about the Knicks. Somebody said, Blackie, facts, Towns took over that game. You damn right he did. You damn right he did. Because had Karl Anthony Towns not stepped up, some would have looked pretty horrible. Because at one point in that third quarter, Karl Anthony Towns had like 5 or 3 points. 5 or 3 points. You cannot be an all-star in an Eastern Conference Finals game sitting on 5 or 3 points going into the third quarter with your team down double digits. Or was it 4 points? Exactly. It was 4 points. Exactly. Shout out to Real TV. It was 4 points, and then I think he hit a 3 and a 2, or maybe he got like an and 1 or something, and he scored a quick 5. It was that quick 5 points that he scored in that third quarter that got him going. And had he not gotten going, the Knicks would have lost. because Jalen Brunson Brunson was not going to play at least the first 6 minutes of the fourth. At least. Also, we got to give some credit to Tom Thibodeau. We got to give some credit. He trusted McBride to go in there and give the Knicks some solid minutes. And that's exactly what he did. And had it been another coach, excuse me, they would have probably panicked and brought Brunson in maybe 2 or 3 minutes earlier than Thibodeau did. Because I remember even Stan Van Gundy Reggie Miller asked Stan Van Gundy, don't you think it's about time for Tom Thibodeau to bring? He's like, nah, I guess he trusts his guys, so we got to give it up to Tom Thibodeau. The Knicks showed some, some fight. And they let their defense help them win that game. And now I think it kind of woke up Indiana, because looking at Indiana's body language throughout that game, Indiana, I think, was riding the high of, well, we beat them already, so now they're just going to roll over. And to me, looking at the Knicks, I thought the Knicks had a very good chance of winning this game and winning on the road. It wouldn't surprise me if the Knicks won the next game, because I just watched them do that the last series. Now, I think what also makes this series interesting, shout out to the 500 people we got on the live, I think what also makes this series interesting is because of the clutch play from Halliburton and Brunson. That whenever it's a close game in the fourth quarter, that both of these guys are going to put up some great performances, which they both have done. Tyrese Halliburton has been clutch since the Cleveland series. Brunson has been clutch pretty much. He won the most clutch player award this season. The clutch player, whatever it is, this season. So I think it adds a lot of drama to this series. The first 2 games were only separated by, in terms of victories, the average loss per game is 4 points. 4 points. So it's a close series. And going down to this game, it was still close. They only lost this game by 6 points. So the last 3 games have been decided by 10 points. 10 points. So to me, man, I'm super excited. I'm not going to be up here trying to front and be like, oh, well, I'm rooting for Indiana. Nah, I want to see the Knicks win. I want to see the Knicks win. Matter of fact, I wish I was in New York right now while this happened. I really do. So to me, man, I think this was a great game. Cat really stepped up. Knicks winning the Eastern Conference. I hope so. They certainly have the ingredients to do so. They have everything. They can play defense. They got scores. They got a great coach. They got all-stars. They got defenders. They have a clutch performer. They have everything. So they can. That being said, I think Indiana is going to come out next game and they're going to give the Knicks a nasty combination of hooks and uppercuts. They're going to try to knock the Knicks out early. That's what I think is going to happen. Coaching has been, Anunoby is my guy. He be balling. Yeah, Anunoby did his thing. I think game 4 will go overtime. All of these games are going to be close. I think all of these games are going to be close because I don't even see it in a situation where you think you're going to have a blowout, it happens. Because both of these teams have already shown that they fight back. Somebody said, so you are a Knicks fan? No, I am. I grew up in New York. I consider myself a New Yorker, so I am supporting New York, which in this case would make me a fan. I already know what that is. Yo, Dreamers Pro then found somebody else to root for because LeBron ain't in the playoffs. It's like, yo, son, I was in New York before LeBron was in the NBA, bro. Like, relax. Relax, B. This ain't got nothing to do with no LeBron. Please, don't take me down the LeBron pathway. Nobody talking about LeBron. Somebody said, put the pedal on the Pacers game 4. What's that they say about the team that wins game 3? Somebody said, look out for the Well, let me go through some of these comments here. Let me interact with some. Hey, yo, leave y'all comments and everything. I'm gonna be reading through them. I want to interact with you guys here because I don't really do that as much. Usually we breaking news, but this one I just want to tap in with you guys. Let me hear what y'all got to say about this game. Let me see what y'all are saying in the comment section. Shams plays better D. Okay. Breaking news: LeBron Beard getting traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. You think the Wolves coming back in that series? I think the Wolves can come back. But I think it's going to be hard to see the Oklahoma City Thunder play 2 bad games in a row. I mean, unless something crazy happens, I don't see OKC playing 2 straight bad games. Not to say that the Wolves can't tie the series, but I don't see Oklahoma City playing as bad as they did in game 3. That's almost impossible. And OKC is legitimately a good team. They're not like a fluke good team. They're actually a good team. So for them to have a bad night like that, I don't see that happening for 2 consecutive games. But it was a bad loss, but I do think the Knicks can I do think the Knicks the Wolves can tie that. Who would you start a franchise with? Ant-Man or SGA? Funny enough, you asking me that. Shout out to the 400 people we got on the line. I was thinking about that yesterday. Matter of fact, let me ask the chat. Who would you pick? Let me ask the chat. That's a good question. Let me ask y'all, who would you start? Let me see. No, I can't make that a poll. Let me see. I can't make that a poll. Anyway, y'all let me know. I can't make that a poll. I think they both good. I think they're both good. Now, SGA has been able to get more success or just as much success from a team standpoint than Anthony Edwards. They've both been to the Western Conference Finals. Ant-Man has done it 2 years in a row. If you look at their numbers individually, SGA has better numbers. If you look at them playing, like the actual eye test, not just the stat sheet, you can clearly see Ant-Man is more athletic. You can see he's a better defender. But if you're also looking at them with the eye test, you can see that SGA clearly can score the ball easier than Ant-Man, and he's not afraid to mix it up. He's not going to just jack up a bunch of threes. He has a lot more he has a lot more dynamic game. He has a well-balanced game. If I had to pick one, that's a really good question, man, because they're both young and they're both leading their team. I don't think you can go wrong with either of them. If I had to choose, I would probably say SGA, and I'm going to tell you why. I think SGA is a little bit more consistent than Ant-Man. Ant-Man can have a game where he scores 40, but then he can go on a stretch where he has 3 straight games where he scores 19, 21, and 24. Whereas SGA can give you 32, 35 consistently. So at the end, I don't really think there's a right or wrong answer. I think both of those guys are really, really great. If we had to say who's better, I think it comes down to preference, honestly. I don't know. It depends on who you like, honestly. It all depends on who you like. But shout out to the Knicks, man. Shout out to the Knicks. So how do I see this thing going forward? I think, and I'm going to make my prediction here, I think the Knicks are going to win game 4. I think the Knicks are going to tie the series on the road. That's what I believe. I think the Knicks are going to win game 4. I think that we're not going to see a situation where both Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson are in foul trouble all throughout the game. I think that now that the Knicks have beaten the Pacers, they now know that they can beat them on the road, and they know that if they are able to steal game 4, this series goes back to basically 0. And I think from that point on, the Knicks have home court. Now, obviously, they gave up 2 games, so you're like, okay, so what's the point of home court? But I do think it'll make a difference. So I think the Knicks are going to win game 4. And I don't see this series being like the Knicks going back to New York down 3-1. I don't think so. I think the Knicks are going to win game 4. And I had enough confidence in them that I thought they were going to win game 3. I think the Knicks are going to win game 4. That's just my personal opinion. I think the Knicks are going to win game 4. And then from there, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. But I think they're going to go back to New York tied 2-2. That's my opinion. Somebody said the Knicks will choke. The Knicks have only choked one game, which is game 1. And if we're being real, had they won that game and lost game 2, the Knicks would be up 2-1. So they lost that game. Yes, they choked. But guess what? Great teams can have a bad night. Look at the Oklahoma City Thunder we just talked about. They lost by 42. Now, that wasn't a choke, but you can call that a collapse. So, I mean, great teams can lose too. The Knicks are a good team. And I'm rooting for them. So that's just Halliburton will have a big game. I don't doubt. Let me ask y'all, do y'all think Halliburton is a superstar? Let me ask the chat this. Is Halliburton, hope I spell his name right, Halliburton a superstar? Do y'all think he's a superstar? Let me know what y'all think. Y'all think Halliburton is a superstar? Let me see what the chat thinks. Leave y'all votes. Let me see what y'all think about that. Damn, basically everybody's saying no. No, okay. Okay, let me see. I want to get like 100 votes. Let me see what 100 people say. Then I'm gonna ask y'all about Brunson. But let's get 100 votes, guys. Make sure y'all vote. Let's see if we can get 100 votes so I can get a good sense of what people actually think. So basically, everybody is saying, the majority of y'all are saying no. 70% of y'all are saying no, he's not. Damn. Everybody's saying no. Everybody is saying no. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, so let me ask the chat this then. What about Brunson? Let me ask y'all this. Is Jalen Brunson a superstar? Let me see. All right. Let me know if y'all think Brunson is a superstar. If the Pacers win this championship, he will be a superstar. That's fair enough. Is Brunson a superstar? Appreciate the super chat. You see, I agree. I think Jalen Brunson is a superstar. He absolutely is. I believe that. I think you guys are getting it right. If we're being honest, the only reason people would say that Brunson is not a superstar, if we're being honest, is because of his height. We are more biased towards taller players. It just is what it. If you're like a certain height and above, we all he's a superstar. For example, look at Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, we're like, oh, he's a superstar, right? Anthony Edwards was 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", and everybody like he a superstar. Brunson is what, 6'2", 6'2", right? And people are like, well, I don't know. Is he a superstar? I don't know. Let me give y'all Brunson's numbers in the playoffs. Son is averaging 30 points per game these playoffs. 30 points per game on 45% shooting, 35 from the 3, 84.6 from the free throw line, while getting 7.3 assists, 3.5 rebounds, 2.9 turnovers per game, with a plus minus of 1.2. He has better numbers than Anthony Edwards. Jalen Brunson is a better player these playoffs than Anthony Edwards. That's a fact. That's not even a debate point. Jalen Brunson is a better player in these playoffs, and it's not even a question on every level. But Jalen Brunson is a better player than Anthony Edwards in these playoffs. He absolutely. What's Ant-Man's numbers? Let me see if I can pull up Anthony Edwards stats. Hold on, let me pull up Anthony Edwards stats, man. Because we you see, this is how the media be getting y'all. Let me pull up his stats. Let me pull up his stats real quick because this is how the media be getting y'all. Minnesota Edwards. All right, let me pull up his stats. Ant-Man is averaging 26.5 on 46% shooting, 38% from the three, 72% from the free throw line, while getting 8 rebounds, 5.7 assists. Okay, so Brunson is outscoring him. They shoot basically the same percentage from the field goal from the floor, and from he's shooting a little bit better from the free 3-point line. Brunson is shooting way better than him from the free throw line. Brunson is getting more assists. Ant is getting more rebounds because he's taller, and they're getting about the same amount of turnovers. Brunson is playing better than Ant-Man in these playoffs, and I don't even think that's a discussion. I don't think it's a discussion, to be honest with you. I don't. And I think that if you put Brunson on the Wolves, you would have a lot of games where the Wolves be playing. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. We don't want to give it to Brunson because he's not tall. That's all. He's the most clutch player in these playoffs. He's more clutch than SGA. He's more like let's keep it a stat. Short players, they usually don't be giving them props like that. The last short player I saw them give respect was Allen Iverson. That was the last guy I saw. You had Isaiah Thomas, not from the Pistons, the other one that played for the Celtics. But if we're being honest, that's the last one. But if we're being real, Jalen Brunson is that dude. Like, you say whatever you want, they can't stop him. And Ant-Man is shooting a better percentage on the floor. You forget Ant is actually bigger than him. So he has the advantage of his size. Brunson is being guarded by dudes that are bigger than him. And he can't jump out of the arena, which makes it even more impressive. I'm not all of a sudden turning into a Brunson stan, but son is nice. This dude has scored 40 in multiple games, and you're like, how did he score 40? It's because he's nice. So if the Knicks win a championship, I'm not saying Brunson is the best player in the NBA, but damn, he's something. Because if he's not a superstar, who is? If he's not a superstar, then who is? That's all I'm saying. Son is nice. Like, let's not. I know we got a bias against short NBA players, but son is nice. He walked into the game in the fourth quarter. I think he played 3 minutes? The dude hadn't played the entire fourth quarter. He walks in, and his first shot was a clutch 2-point floater over Naismith to get the Knicks a 2-point lead. And that's not a superstar. What is that? So to me, man, look, I want to see the Knicks go to the finals, man. That's why I'm at with it. He scores 40 because he foul bait. Who doesn't foul bait? Isn't that what they've been talking about with the SGA? I don't know why all of a sudden foul baiting became a conversation when we just finished watching James Harden do that for like the last 10 years. When nobody's saying nothing then. And beyond the fact that James Harden was fouled, he was actually traveling. Harden was traveling. Forget about foul bait. That dude was traveling. Almost every other play down the court, James Harden was allowed to travel. And they said nothing about it. All of those step backs, what are those? Some will be taking like 4 or 5 steps. Go back and look. Traveling all over the court. So I don't know why all of a sudden now we like, oh man, they foul baiting. Have you seen James Harden play basketball? Jesus, ain't Harden on your team? I'm just saying. We got to keep it. Jesus is the only king. No man on earth. He is a superstar, but he is levels to this basketball bleep. I agree. He's not. I don't think he's in the upper echelon like the SGAs or the Lukas or the Nikola Jokic's or the Giannis. But damn, there's only 5 or 6 players that can be in that level anyway. You can't have 10 people on that level. But he's still up there. Let me see. Somebody please tell me what happened to the Pacers. They lost the game. That's what pretty much happened. Facts. Harden was 4-stepping at yes, he was. Yes, Brunson actually plays through contact. He's not up there just flipping and flopping. So anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for being a part of the live, man. We had a lot of fun with it. Shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to everybody in New York. Shout out to everybody that watched. That was a big win, and hopefully we can keep this thing rolling, y'all. We're going to catch y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. I'm out. Peace.